quiet person.
Now you're speaking like you normally do, but
I'm very quiet.
that sound check you did. Hello.
Oh,
Hi,
that's
check,
not
check.
true.
Okay.
I'm a very quiet person.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Dinner at Your Place. Sort of.
That's right.
We have a new angle today because Susan is still here.
She won't leave.
She won't get the fuck out of my life.
I want her
No.
to leave, and she's just not going.
No.
Make her leave.
We'll cover that in a second. But also, thank you for coming to stay for so long before we do start. This has been
you're so
very
welcome.
fun. I really have enjoyed hanging out.
It's been a very good time.
And we're always buds. We always get along.
We
and
do.
even when, day 10, where I was like, oh my God, there's still a week. But that has nothing to do with you. That's just me and my...
Wanting to sleep in your own bed.
Yes.
I really am tired. I love you, Mom, but I really, next time, we're going to figure out different sleeping arrangements.
Yes. Well, I mean, hopefully next time I'll be in a better monetary place. You know, we keep leveling up.
There's a lovely Airbnb down the road that you could stay at. And
well, again, that just goes back to
here.
my hesitations of moving in with a partner. Even if it's going super well, day 10 comes and, and I'm like, oh my God, I just need
That's true.
a breather. So I still clearly have space to grow in.
Well, that's why you get a place with maybe, 2 bedrooms.
Well, yeah,
If you
that's
have-
definitely it's got to be a bigger place for
and
the
then-
sake of that space.
Yeah, and then you also get a partner who understands that I do want to be alone.
Right.
Because Nick's first wife, he had a room that he would go
Nick's
paint.
first wife, Steve.
Yes, first wife, Steve.
2-time Jeopardy champion.
2-time Jeopardy champion. This
Titanic actor.
Titanic actor. What else? Matlock. When he was a baby, that was his very first gig.
Nah.
And they're redoing Matlock with a woman. It was just kind of cool. Kathy Bates.
Is it going to be
It's now gonna be-
Martha Locke?
And no, I think it's still Matlock.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine too. I just was trying to be...
Kathy Bates. Who doesn't love Kathy Bates?
Instead of Matlock, is it just going to be Kathy Bates?
Yeah, I do like
Same
Martha
show,
Locke, though.
just...
Kathy Bates. But he had his own room to paint his miniatures that he had
yeah,
for his armies.
I'll definitely
and
need like a...
Steve never really quite understood it and was like, "Come hang out with me." And he's like, "But I really want to do
I
this.
need my cave.
I enjoy this very much, so I'll be with you shortly." And which is why she's Steve.
Which is why she's ex-wife and not
That's right.
Susan.
That's correct. Because I would have been like, "Why don't you go paint?
Go paint your toys.
Go paint. Go play with your toys. Go paint with your little army men. Go ahead. You can have a good time doing that. I'm okay."
So we got to do 2 stories before we get to our
Yes.
Ask an Old Lady.
That's
which,
me.
if
I'm
you
the old
submitted a
lady.
question, thank you so much. We got a good amount of questions.
Did we?
Our Mets are at 5:10, so I got to
5:30.
keep
5:30.
5. Okay, great. So I got
Yeah.
to keep an eye on that. That's all.
Oh yeah. After yesterday, we need the blood pressure medication.
Oh my God!
And a defibrillator.
I
on hand.
messaged Kyle. Kyle, not a last name.
No, he doesn't have a last name.
Green grapes.
Makes a difference.
It's like, dude, please tell me you watched yesterday. Please tell me. So yes, we got our Metsies. Shout out Francisco Lindor for making my mother happier than I've ever made her in my life.
Oh, so not true.
I know.
But close.
That was awesome. But we have 2 quick stories because we were talking just now. I said, have you ever done the saltine challenge? And you said a different saltine challenge because the one that I know is 6 saltines in 60 seconds.
Oh.
Excuse me. And when your college dining hall has saltines as just something you can take, the saltine challenge becomes a real fun thing to try and do at basically every meal.
Sounds like fun.
And you cannot drink a liquid. You got to get through it. No water. So wait, what was yours?
The saltine challenge, since we are asking an old lady, the saltine challenge from when I was a kid was
Back in my day.
back in my day. You took the
You
Ritz
didn't have
cracker-
cake.
Yeah.
You had saltine
That's
crackers.
right, and you with butter.
And you
it was a
you
great
walked-
snack.
Wait, saltine with butter?
Saltines with buttered saltines, so good.
That sounds like a poor snack, not an old snack.
Well, it was a 2 parents, 5 kids, and a grandmother snack.
Yep.
You ate like 6 of them.
Okay,
then-
so it's the number's the same.
And then tried to whistle.
Interesting. The whistling is that's a good layer. I think you could just add it as the cherry on top if you get through 6 saltines, 60 seconds, it's
And then
down,
whistle.
and then can you whistle?
Yes.
You can whistle though, right?
I can't.
You-
I can only
oh.
whistle on the.
That's whistling.
I whistle, but
Oh,
on the,
right,
on the
the-
inhale, not the exhale.
Right, the joke that
That's the exhale.
the joke
That's
that
the
that
inhale.
comic was doing at Hideout.
Yes.
And then was like talking about how that's how you, what was it, like that's, she said, I know that you're good at giving head, or that's how you're good at giving head. I was like, that's my mom, damn
Yes,
it.
yeah, that was funny.
You picked the wrong person.
Don't tell that joke about my mother.
And then what's the tequila story?
Okay, so we were on a cruise. And
Wait, you and
Nicholas
Pedro?
and myself.
Oh, Nicholas.
Yes, Nicholas, myself, and our good friends Judy and her husband Nick.
Okay.
And 5 years ago, we were on a cruise to. We stopped in Cabo, Mazatlan, and Puerto Vallarta, and we went to a tequila tasting in Puerto Vallarta, which I had never been to a tequila tasting before. So they put the little flight of tequilas out in front of you so you can taste.
Is it 5 shots?
With a little tiny,
Okay,
not even
sippers.
wasn't even a full shot.
Okay.
It wasn't even like half a shot, and a saltine cracker.
Okay.
And I was really hungry, so I ate my saltine cracker, and I didn't realize you're supposed to it was like the palate cleanser. You take your first sip of the barely aged tequila, nibble on a cracker, then your more aged tequila, nibble on the cracker, and then your well-aged tequila, and then you've
So you
cleansed
ramp
your
up
palate between.
cracker
So
and-
I had no cracker with which to cleanse my palate, and
They couldn't bring you another cracker? That doesn't seem like something that would break the bank.
that was a pretty tight tequila tasting. They had to get the dancers and the guitar players and the singers out. They had no time to give the
One
crazy
cracker for everybody. We have to get the hula hoopers out.
That's exactly.
We have to light
it.
them on fire.
And then, they weren't stupid. They also had artwork and jewelry in the lobby
when you
of
were
these.
drunk.
So after your tequila tasting, and you're
Yeah,
like,
when you're hammered.
that's pretty. I want that too.
That looks so good.
Really? And then they sell like eggnog flavored tequila. It's
Ew,
very bad.
gross. Well, in the wise words of your own daughter, the cracker does not satisfy.
The cracker does not satisfy.
Very funny. How old was she for that? When a 10-year-old is
10?
in church and eats the Eucharist, and her reply after being
yes.
so hungry is, the cracker does not satisfy?
I think she thought it was going to be like a roll with butter or something. It's like, I'm really hungry. I can't wait to go home and have breakfast, and this is not getting it done.
That
Was she the one who said that? I thought that was you.
Oh, she said it.
Oh, I've been giving you credit for that.
No,
for all
that
these
was
years.
Meg.
Hello, these many years.
No, the cracker does not satisfy.
A cracker does not satisfy.
Pause.
Yay, it's leaf blowing day.
God, I hate them so much. All day. It's like nothing all day. We've just been sitting here, hanging out, and then the second we try to do something,
Yes, Hooker Street beautification program kicked in.
I mean, I'd be less pissed also if they didn't leave a tree in my parking spot.
That was bizarre.
They're-
Big old tree branch.
Yeah,
in the
like
spot. That was weird.
4 or 5 branches, like right in the spot. So that was annoying.
That was bizarre.
But-
really, come back from a kamikaze trip to Long Island, and you've got
Jeez, yeah.
2 big ass tree branches.
Nevertheless, she
Parking spot.
persisted. I am she. So
That's right. Yes.
let's jump into it after that pause, because the Metsies now are on in 35 minutes.
That's okay.
So, for our this all stems also, this Ask an Old Lady idea stems from the Will Noonan episode we just did, What to Expect When You're Expecting. Susan, my mother, who's done a couple episodes, is sitting in the chair right now next to me.
Back again.
Across from me. And figured it would be fun. She was calling when Will said, what's the best way to get through a newborn phase and some other tips if you have, she was saying, it's like Ask an Old Lady. So I have been posting on the Instagram. If you are not following, follow that. Dinner at Your Place.
You're not
follow
following.
me, Danny Calais.
Are you really listening to podcasts if you're not following? Come on. What's wrong with you people? Get out there and listen.
So,
Okay.
you got a lot of great questions, and thank you so much for submitting them. They're all going to be anonymous. And first one, with that said, is 17 days too long to spend with your 30-year-old son? That one is for me.
Asking for a friend.
I will be honest. That one is for me.
Is 17 days too long? I don't think so.
I don't
From
either.
a mom
As we said.
perspective, from a son perspective, probably. From a I haven't slept in my bed for 17 days perspective, sure. But, to get it out there, I have offered to switch.
Oh, no. Yeah,
and
I
you've
said
been
that.
most accommodating and very, very, you're a lovely host.
I'm not going to put my mom on the futon.
Which is fine. I mean, it's...
I know you had this futon at
Yeah,
your
it's
home.
not like I've ever slept on it before.
I know, but still, I'm not going to... I'm also your 30-year-old son. I'm not going to put my mom on the futon,
But, I mean, probably it's too long.
I think the best answer here is probably address, do some real soul searching of the relationship you have with
Well, also, yes.
the person staying for 17 days too long. Or is that, whether it's your parent or just somebody else, do some real soul searching about, do you want to provide for this person for 17 days? Do you want to hang out with them? Turn a corner, see their face. It's a lot.
I mean, if you're the guest, you might also want to plan stuff to do away from host. But I mean, I didn't really want to do anything, so we did our fall shit, as we were calling it. It was pumpkin patch or whatever, and we went to Salinger's Orchard and bought 2 pies and 6 cider donuts and said, that constitutes fall shit.
That's fall shit.
We saw pumpkins at the grocery store. That was fall shit.
We saw pumpkins at Harvest Moon when we were driving to Cameron's.
We did see
on our
that
way
as
to
well,
Long
so,
Island,
yes.
the baby shower.
Yes. So, I mean, also, yes, it depends on the relationship you're having with your person there. So, I mean, yes, it could be, or no.
Well,
which is not really much of an answer, but
that one was that was again, like I said, that one was me. So now these are actual ones that were. Okay,
I gotcha.
When did you feel like an adult? When did you feel like you made it?
I felt like an adult when I learned how to use a leaf blower. I felt like an adult when I paid off my student quote unquote loan when I went to secretarial school.
Oh.
And it was not for a lot of money back in the day. I think it was only for $5,000.
Yeah.
And I think the payment every month was I don't know, $100, whatever. But I remember it took me 10 years to pay it off.
Good. Yeah, absolutely.
And I was so excited the day that I made the last payment. I called Nana and I'm like, you're not going to believe I paid off my secretarial school loan. And she's like, I thought you paid that off years ago. I was like, no, I didn't. But yay me, I did it anyway because I did it myself. So I think that was in my 20s.
There was no congratulations from Nana? Just
No, I swear it was. She just said, I thought you paid that off years ago.
Interesting.
I was like, Okay.
Well, I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you. I was pretty proud of
How
myself.
old were you when you paid it off?
28.
No, that's awesome.
I was. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And you did it with the job that you got from
yes.
secretarial school?
Yes.
It's a very good full circle moment there.
Yes, it was. I think I was at that point. Where the heck was I working? Chase Bank? Not Chase. Chemical. It was Chemical Bank. It was before they merged.
So that was 28. You felt like you made it / an adult from paying off the student loans.
Yes.
And
And I think when I got my first apartment, I was still like, I don't know. Should I really be doing this?
Yeah, right. Who gave me these keys?
Really? Why do I have this?
And then on that note, since student loans are a big thing right now, have shot up.
Yes.
What would you say to somebody who might be feeling a little stuck paying their student loans, like it's never ending? Or
first of all, my heart goes out to everybody who's got to pay a student loan, because it's just ridiculous the amount of money that places are charging for higher education. And if they're going out to get a job to better them, you're going to college to make a better life for yourself, and you're faced with this.
So they tell you, at least.
I guess just, keep plugging away at it. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yeah.
How do you pay off your student loan debt? 1 month at a time.
And don't forget that you're a human and not just a number that is technically owing someone.
Yes. Yeah.
You are your own person. You deserve, get a burger, get a whatever, get a milkshake, whatever is your little thing that you love.
Yeah. Keep
doing little things so you don't lose sight of the humanity of just like, I got to pay this off. I got to pay this off. I got to pay this off. No, you get a burger in there or something too.
Yeah. And I think, little thing might be the
stressor.
The stressor there, little. Not. I think I'm going to go out and get this, $3,000.
A $600 new Callaway Paradigm driver in a 9-degree loft.
That was not
the baby shower present
at the baby shower. No,
sorry. Pretty lame, Mom.
It was. I
look. On one hand, you have candles. On the other, you have a left-handed Callaway Paradigm driver in a 9-degree loft,
which is an oddly specific gift.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So yes, little for sure, but also don't fret that like, oh my God, this $10 I could have put it towards.
Yes. Yeah.
It's your last $10. Think wisely, of course, but you still need to eat. That's the thing.
I gotta eat.
That's what it all boils back to with this podcast is people gotta eat.
People gotta eat.
There's always gonna be someone for that chair because people gotta eat. So don't feel bad if you gotta eat.
That's right.
All right. On a good note, a piece of health advice you would give your younger self.
Oh.
Maybe something you wish you had taken more care of, or...
Oh, that's good. Let me think about this for a minute.
Of course.
That is a very good question. I always liked to walk, even as a kid. I mean, just like walk to town, walking in the city, walking to the train station. I do more with weights.
So that
when you're older, you don't fall and break stuff. Which,
that's good.
As you all know, I've done. Yeah, do more with weights.
So I'm going to jump in here real quick as you figure out that train of thought and ask a sub question. A lot of, I think, a stereotypically negative thing I hear about you identify as a woman, so that's why I'm presenting it this way. That women don't like the idea of lifting weights because they're worried it'll make them big and bulky. So now that you have, you're doing some weight stuff now,
Yeah.
I don't think you're talking like bodybuilding stuff. That's again, that is some serious training from dietary to like,
Yes.
2 a days. You don't have to like, bodybuilding is different from weightlifting.
Yes.
Bodybuilding is a sport. It's a science. Weightlifting is just healthy.
And if, again, getting back to the, if you're saving your money for whatever, you buy a 5-pound bag of flour. Pick that up. Get a 5-pound bag of flour in one hand and a 5-pound bag of sugar in the other. And you've got weights.
Go to a Goodwill, get one dumbbell.
Yes.
I have one shitty 30-pound dumbbell that, would you be shocked if I told you it came with the house?
I would not be shocked.
Like so many other things.
Like the bicycle wheel that came out of the magic closet.
Bicycle wheel, the GameCube.
Yeah.
There's so many things here that you don't need a full set.
You don't need a full gym. You don't need a lot. And if you just want to get a pair of sneakers and walk around the block. But I also would say eat the dessert. Eat. I don't.
You can do both. You can lift the weights. You can get the steps, and you can eat the dessert.
Eat the dessert. Eat the whatever you want. Eat everything, and it's so cliche, but really everything in moderation.
Yeah.
I don't drink my calories. I don't. I would rather eat my calories. So, if it's a choice of, 100-calorie glass of white wine or 100-calorie, chocolate chip cookie, I'm going to take the chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
But, eat everything you want. Just, don't go crazy. And to my younger self, I would have, because there's a difference between being thin and fit.
Healthy is hot.
Yeah.
As we've said it before many times on this pod, I think, that's for all the things that I've, repeated over the course of over 100 episodes now. Mm-hmm. Healthy is hot. It's just a mantra that I've come to live by. And it's not just physically healthy. It's mentally healthy. It's spiritually healthy. It's sexually healthy. It's a lot of stuff. Healthy is hot. It's good.
Yeah. And if you have, a bigger frame and you're a bigger person, but you're healthy, embrace it.
Yeah.
You don't need to be the size 2 or the size 4. You could be a, smoking hot size, pick a number.
8, 10, 12, 14, doesn't matter.
22,
I don't know how
24,
I was going to say,
yeah.
I don't know how sizes work. I just multiplied by 4,
Yeah. No.
All right. How to overcome separation anxiety from family.
I hate this question. Put your big girl pants on and just kind of get through each day.
And know that your kids or whoever is out there living the life
living
that
their best lives,
trying their best,
doing their best. It's a great age to be in because there is texting, Instagram, FaceTime. Back in the olden days, you'd write a letter and mail it and, wait for them to get it and really respond to all the questions. And
sit like a kid on the stoop waiting to get picked up.
Really waiting for the mailman to come. So, I feel fortunate in that, there are all these, this newfangled technology that I can take advantage of.
And I do tease you for technological mishaps, but you are pretty,
rightly so.
You've always had an open mind and are like trying at least instead of just writing it off, which is cool for sure.
Well, thank you.
Instead of just like, I don't get this, I don't like this, whatever. Right. You're like, I don't get it. I'll figure it out. My best I can.
I'll work on it.
You figure, the streaming stuff where, you had to do a couple stuff, like refresh the page, find this, clear an ad. Like, that's to us who grew up with computers, that's nothing, too crazy.
Right.
But I was super happy that you pulled it off, you did it, and you were happy too.
I was super psyched about curbside check-in for my luggage.
Yeah. Oh, did you do that?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's after 5 o'clock. I can do all my check-ins.
All right. Let's see. What do we got? Okay, cool. We're good. How has the meaning and definition of happiness changed for you over the course of the years?
As I've gotten older,
As I've turned into a drier saltine cracker.
That's right. I enjoy the happiness of other people more now. And I think it started like when you and Meg were little, like at Christmas time. Just to watch you guys open presents and just be like, wow, look at this, and oh, look at that. Or, if, something good happens for you in comedy or with the pod, or something good happens, for Meg at work, or,
with her family.
With her family. I enjoy that. Or even for friends or other family members, like Uncle Steve's retirement. That was awesome. That was awesome for him.
It was really fun. It was really cool to see all those people speak so fondly of him. And
the former students.
That was
great.
And the quote he told me is something that's been stuck in my craw since he said it. I say it so many times to myself every day. The path of least resistance is that which makes men and rivers bend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty good, right?
Wow, that's very good.
Yeah. So it was really cool to see that. And there's also the phrase shared happiness is double the joy. Shared sadness is halve the negativity.
Ooh, I like that too.
That
sounds right.
I think I paraphrased it in a way.
A lot of math
but the idea is that sharing joy, it makes two people happy, and versus sharing the negativity is taking a load off of somebody.
Right.
You don't necessarily sponge that negativity up, but you're helping lighten the load, so to speak. So
yeah, I would say that enjoying other people's successes and happiness,
it's hard.
It's definitely
especially. Can I jump in here?
Sure, it's your pod.
Well, I'm asking you now a question on my end where it's hard. I always try to at least talk a big game, and I'd like to think that I, more often than not, am very happy for the friends of mine that are getting the spots I want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Of course, though.
But human nature kicks in, and you're like,
you can't be happy for everyone else all the time.
Well, no, then you'd be the village idiot.
Right. So how do you straddle the line, I guess, between being that fig tree that is always offering, a lending ear, a happy reaction, some joy, versus when you feel like you've been plucked dry and you have nothing to give, and you look out and see like, man, I feel like I belong. I feel like I should be, but for whatever reason, it feels I'm not.
I think that's where you have to
put your big girl pants on.
Yeah, put your big girl pants on, because you are her. Put your big girl pants on. No, and that's, I think, where you really have to dig deep within yourself and know that you have the belief and faith in yourself. And I'm speaking now to your situation. That that your turn will come. You know, you don't know when, you don't know how, you don't know where, but your turn will come. And I think you have to believe that. Otherwise, it's just like, okay, I'll be happy for you. But your turn will come. Everything happens
right,
all in due time, my pretty.
Some flowers take time to sprout, of course. I'm just now contemplating the fine lines between self-confidence, blind optimism, and the village idiot, because they all believe in themselves and they all think their time will come.
But I think the village idiot just,
I'm learning to juggle, mother.
You are learning to juggle.
That's a village idiot type move for sure.
No, it's not. It's cool. How many other people teach themselves to juggle?
Well,
it's cool.
Last year was teach myself finance stuff,
which is
then this year was juggling for the baby.
Juggling is way cooler than Series 65 stuff.
It is. That's for sure.
And I enjoy it more.
And I thought it was fun. Of course, everyone like, I'm learning Spanish because they want to, Meg and Joe want their baby to know Spanish. And that's super cool. And I love that everyone jumped on board for that. Or like, I'm helping out here. And Uncle Dangley was like, I'm going to learn how to throw stuff in rhythmic form to entertain the child.
Yeah, see? That's cool. Everybody has, everybody takes a different path. And, Uncle Dangley has always had his own path. Yeah. So he's going to juggle for that baby. So, yeah, I mean.
So just
I think just to have the belief in you. What was the question again?
This was I'm contemplating the thin lines between self-confidence, blind optimism, and the village idiot, because they all believe in themselves. And then I said the village idiot is learning to juggle.
And I think...
Is it maybe a mix of all three?
I was just about to say, I think it's a little mix of all three. See, to me, the village idiot is just everything's great, it's
sure.
There's no bad in the world.
Sure.
I think blind optimism is, everything's great. There's, I can do this. Yeah, I can do this. I think, but being self-confident is I can do this. It'll
be hard.
It's going to be hard. I understand it's going to be hard. The hard is what makes it great.
If it were easy, everyone would do it.
Yeah, Tom Hanks, man, that gets me every time. That's the best line.
Great movie.
A League of Their Own, for those who don't know, and why you don't know, I don't get it. But yeah, if it was easy to get up on stage, night after night, time after time, following great people, following crappy people, everybody would do it. And we've seen people try, and it doesn't always go well.
All right. Quick palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Rank Danny's friends. Shout out Charles.
Charles. Well, I mean, there's a 1A and a 1B, so, we all know who 1A is, and
I mean, yeah, he's been around since 10. I mean, also Charles has been around for probably just as long.
Anybody who could handle those kids as a camp counselor.
Yeah.
Yep. And the look of horror on the kid's face when I said to them one day, "So I understand you had my son and Charles for camp counselors." Proto, he's like, "That was your son?" I was like, "Yeah, it was." It's great. It was one of my crowning.
Welcome to my jungle now.
That's it. That was one of my crowning Meadow Pond Elementary School moments.
Meanwhile, then one of them is like, "Yeah, I was one of the kids who went on the Bronx Zoo field trip with him Why were his eyes so low that day, Mrs. K?
Because he just didn't want to look at you. He was hoping he'd lose you. I was too.
Charles, that was such a good field trip. We had 6 kids because none of the parents trusted us enough to take them to the Bronx because, of course. So we had 6 kids, and I looked at Charles and I was like, yo, there's an edible in my backpack. Can I be the 7th camper today? And he said, go for it.
Nice.
And I want to find it so bad. I cannot, for whatever reason. All of the photos that come up, like the ye old mill where he's with fingers pointed up. There's a photo of me in front of a sign that says Himalayan Highlands.
Yeah.
And I have my hood on and sunglasses, and I've pulled the drawstring incredibly tight.
Nice.
And I want that photo so badly.
I wonder if he has it.
I don't know. So yeah, Sam's a fun one.
Sam is fun. Kyle,
you've always liked Sam.
Kyle was fun. Kyle Green Grapes.
Kyle Green Grapes.
Not other Kyle. Other Kyle was a little too rambunctious for me. Kieran was a fun friend.
Kieran was great.
Eric was a good friend.
Rest in peace, though.
Rest in peace. That was
to the old
sad.
babysitter.
He was a good friend.
I was thinking about that the other day, actually. Same thing as Kieran, of like, he had no reason to hang around. Like, sure, kids in the neighborhood hang out and stuff, but like, he was the oldest. He, at some point, what was the age gap again? He was babysitting us. He was probably 8th or 9th grade at least,
no,
right?
He wasn't that old.
No?
No. I think he was only like a year or two older than Meg.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe, I don't even think he was 3 years.
Wow. I just have, man, when you're a kid, your perspective of people's age, I thought he was 23.
No, because I mean, there were a lot of times he came to our place because his mom asked if I could watch him because he had to work. I mean, she had to work late.
Oh, wow.
And she being a single mom,
right?
She's like, "Do you mind? I feel so," and I was like, "Absolutely not."
Oh,
so that was a lot of times why he came over.
Oh,
but then, I mean, you all liked each other. So I think it became hey, they're kind of fun to hang out with.
Whoa.
I'll just.
I did not know that. Oh,
yeah.
cool. So it was like you started with the babysitting and then he babysat us.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Damn. Shout out Ruth. She was really cool.
Yeah, she was very cool. I really liked her. She was good. I'm trying to think. And then neighborhood friends were all just kind of lumped together as neighborhood friends.
Steve and Mike, they really
dudes.
They really watched that. They really watched after me, which was
they were good.
A couple other people around who were not the nicest, and I have a lot of, not just like one or two, but a lot of memories of those, the Dutes brothers.
They were always so
sticking
quiet.
out for me. Yeah.
And
also, rest in peace to Steve.
Really? Our neighborhood is taking our old neighborhood taking
our old
a hit.
neighborhood took a hit.
Big hits. Like, I can count 4 already.
Yeah.
And it's evenly split. 2 girls, 2 guys. Yeah. But then
after that, everyone else sucks.
Yeah, I mean, to different levels. Different levels of suckitude, but I can't. Oh, no, I can think of people. Well, no, they weren't friends, though, because I was going to say I could think of people that I didn't want you hanging out with. But,
who? You got to say them.
Well,
I'll Steve them if it's bad, but.
Well, I mean, mostly hockey players.
Yeah, no, they sucked.
Yeah.
I hate.
Yeah, that's just why they weren't friends.
I love, like I've said many times, I love the game of hockey. I hate the people who inhabit it, and I stand by that so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they were psychos.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't care much for them.
Team dinners, you shouldn't walk out of a team dinner with a concussion.
You should not. That's not a good thing.
Upperclassmen should not be bringing airsoft guns to the locker room. There's a time Mike Steve Lasky, I'm not going to believe it, but you'll know who. Yeah.
Yep.
He had a shin guard thrown at him by Luke.
Broken jaw kid.
And his nose started pouring blood, and I watched a domestic abuse situation play out right in front of me.
Yeah, but he legit had anger issues.
They both did, but I'm saying our coach then walked into the locker room. And he, the kid's bleeding out of his fucking face profusely. And the coach says, "What's going on?" And the kid replies, "Oh, I walked into a door." And I remember sitting there like, "Oh shit. That's what I've heard that in movies and stuff."
Yeah.
That's what the people who are in a bad situation say.
Yeah. Well, I guess he also was, covering for my teammate.
Well, that's exactly, yeah.
Doing the team thing.
And then the person who's in power came up afterwards and was like, "Thanks for not saying anything," so.
Which is the story of that moron's life.
Right.
Or whatever.
So.
But yeah, so I would say, snow leopard, Jarls, green grapes make a difference.
And they're all nice boys.
Alec was fun.
I wonder what he's up to.
I think he lives in Manhattan.
Oh, good for him. I should reach out to him.
All your lemonade stands with him. That was fun.
I was just thinking about the iced slamonade the other day. I was thinking about making one because I always have the ingredients on hand.
Yeah, he was fun. They were fun.
The lemonade stands were always a good time. It's a good hang.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
let's see.
So there's the ranking, Jarls. You're up there.
All right, it's 5:33. We're not now because of the leaf blower. We won't get through all of them.
We can go through more. It's okay. We don't need to be there.
We absolutely do.
We don't need to be there for the very beginning.
No, let's see. Let me just look at these quick.
Or we can leave some for a second episode because this is gonna go so well. You guys are gonna love it.
I'm loving this. Let's see.
I can phone in when I'm not here anymore. My 17 days are up.
3. All right. What advice would you give to young people on dating?
Oh. No means no to all y'all. I mean, girls can be aggressive, guys can be aggressive.
Thank you for not only spearheading that towards one angle.
Nope.
Everyone can be aggressive.
Everybody can be aggressive, and if you're not feeling comfortable with anything that's being said or done, you have the power to say no, and the other person needs to respect that. And if they don't, that was my next question.
You're
done.
And that's okay to absolutely stop that in the moment. Mm-hmm. You are absolutely in control.
Yep. You have it. Also, this is going to be like I feel like a lot of females now feel like they deserve things.
Ooh.
Like, I'm not going to go out with you unless you drop X amount of money on a first date on me. And I think that's total bullshit.
Whoa, Mom. Don't get me canceled.
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry, but I'm an old lady.
I think no one deserves anything, full stop, whether it's sexually or monetarily, for offering to spend your time with someone. No one deserves anything from that. You know, just because you're hanging out with somebody, if you bought them a dinner or whatever, you know, there's no quid pro quo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I don't even mean like I bought you dinner. Now I expect you to have sex with me. I just mean like from her angle, it's like, I'm not going to go out with you unless you take me to, you know, like X steakhouse.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that.
Oh, okay. I
like,
thought you were like, you know, because back in the day, if a guy took a girl out, you know, and took her to a nice place, it was like, well, you know, the intent was fully, well, okay, now you're going to sleep with me.
Right, exactly. But now there's this whole bit about like, ladies, are you going to a date to the Cheesecake Factory? Like, are you going on a first date to the Cheesecake Factory? Yeah. Which, yeah, you should. Because it's a first date.
For starters, yeah.
It doesn't really... You're there just to see if you go to a park. Go hang out by a dumpster and just see if you can make conversation. Like, that's really what a first date is about, is just if you don't sweat through your shirt, like hate talking to this person because you're so nervous, if it's like kind of fun. And even if that does happen, even if there's a blip of like, oh, I did kind of have a nice time though, great first date.
Right.
So don't, you know, you're worth it, absolutely, to whoever,
yes.
You are worth it. You're absolutely worth that $100, $200, $300 dinner, whatever it may be. But don't expect it out of a first, second, third date for sure. And
don't discount the human if they can't afford the $200, $300, $400 dinner. If, you know,
because they might make you feel like $800 dessert. You know, they might make you feel so much better than an expensive meal would.
Yeah.
So give it a shot. Whatever.
Gotta take the human for, you know, who they are.
So no means no, and don't expect fireworks out of a first date, whether it be a hefty receipt picked up for you. Just go into it with an open mind, maybe. Looking for a smile and ready to talk.
Yes. You know, don't take 4 hours to get ready either. Don't do that.
How about, another a quick way to sum that up is fireworks take a little bit to light off. There's a fuse, you know, you got to set it up. You got to get a safe zone.
I mean, yeah, and flip side of that, I did go on a date once. It was supposed to be a double date. The guy couldn't make it, so Aunt Grace was, you know, left hanging.
Oh, bummer.
So she didn't go. So it was just me and this guy. We went to see Somewhere in Time, which is a fabulous movie, super romantic, you know, Christopher Reeve, Jane Seymour, goes back in time. Oh, it's so good. And he was making fun of it the whole time. And I was like, yeah, I really didn't want to go out with you anyway, but I really wanted to see this movie. So yes, I was kind of mercenary about the whole thing. And then when we got home, he drops me off. We walk to the back of Nana's house and he's like, oh, can I go out with you again? And I was like, do you have to? He's like, well, I guess not. I was like, okay then, bye. Yeah, is that something you really feel strongly about? Because, you know.
Do you have to?
Do you have to?
Do you really want this, man?
Just
it's not just an apathetic rejection.
It really was. And I was like, I kind of got what I wanted out of this date, which was to see this movie. And I really didn't want to be with you in the first place or even like, you know. So we're done here, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Bye.
So in that one, you said no.
I did.
You expected only to enjoy the movie, and you didn't think there's be fireworks.
There were none. Especially if you're going to make fun of a movie that I'm enjoying. That is not going to happen.
Do you want to end with the fun one or the more philosophical one?
Oh, Lord. Fun.
We'll end with fun.
We'll end with fun.
Okay. So here's the more serious one. What have you enjoyed most about aging now that you are a, quote, old lady?
Not caring about what other people think of me.
Everyone says that. How do you achieve it, though?
True.
How do you achieve it? Is it just age? You just have to get there?
I think, yeah. Because when I was in my 30s, Lord, I still cared. When I was in my 40s, I still cared. I hit early 50s, and then mid 50s, I was like, you know what? I think, yeah. All of a sudden, it's just like if a switch flips, and you're like, I don't really, because I think at that point in your life, you know who's important to your life and you know who's not.
So that's what it is. Because I was about to ask, what is this golden fountain of endless chocolate that people keep talking about, where the mindset is to just not care? Because we're programmed to care, are we not?
I think when you say you don't care what people think of you anymore, to me it's like, if I like the guy who bumped into me yesterday in the grocery store, and he was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, and I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, you clearly didn't mean it. You didn't even hit me. You hit my purse, and that was fine. I'm not going to get all twisted over that.
Well, yeah.
If, somebody, gives you the side eye for whatever you're wearing, it's like, what, it really, if that's going to make yourself feel better about you by, giving me the side eye for what I'm wearing or for how I look or for whatever reason, oh, okay, you've got issues.
I remember you saying...
It's not me, it's you.
Yeah, I remember you saying you not dyeing your hair anymore was a big moment of like, I don't care, who cares? And it looks awesome.
Oh, thank you.
It really does look cool. And anytime I've showed pictures of us from like Meg's wedding or just anything, because my coworkers were talking about, hair dyeing and all that. I was like, oh, my mom doesn't care anymore. And showed a picture and they're like, oh, it does look really cool. It looks awesome. So it looks cool. And like whatever you're afraid of, like I know a lot of dudes who are balding and don't want to shave it. Mm-hmm. Shave it.
Oh yeah.
Shave the head.
Yes. And don't
wear
the hairpiece.
Shave the head. You're gonna look incredible.
Yeah, I mean, there are some pictures of me where like the light hits, the certain super white patch, and I'm like, whoa, that's also a little bright. But overall, I'm like, it's all good. Because one of my most recent favorite things is, if it's not gonna matter in 5 years, you shouldn't give it any more than 5 minutes.
It's a good one.
To, annoy you
it's
or,
very good.
And so, how someone gave me the side eye for, whatever I wore. Is that really going to matter to my life in 5 years? No, it's not. So.
All right. I guess I can forgive that waiter who was a dick to me at Meg's baby shower.
It's not going to matter in 5 years. It really is. We'll still talk about it in 5 years.
We will.
Because it was rude.
It was weird.
But it was weird and rude. And not to sound like I'm trying to give him a pass, but it's Long Island, and I think he thought he might have been funny. Although Carl thought that he might have been doing the passive aggressive, I'll try to make it come off as funny, but actually mean it.
No, that's what it was.
Oh.
That's 100% what it was.
You and Carl are on the same wavelength.
Yeah. No, it was. That's why when I turned to you and you're like, it's a joke, I was like, it wasn't.
Yeah. See, village idiot who always willing to give people the benefit of the doubt. Oh, he's just being funny. It's Long Island.
And our final, to close,
Yeah.
your favorite memory from the 80s.
Oh.
Anything goes. Don't worry. I mean, Mother,
Okay.
let's throw it back to some of the finest drug advice you've ever given me. Don't do cocaine. It doesn't make you look cool.
No.
You
think
look
so?
like a pig at a trough. You told me that when I was about 10 or 11 years old.
I did.
And it stuck with me to this day. I have never once put anything in my nose. I will look you in the eye and tell you about all the weed, all the mushrooms.
There you go.
Which it's only been a couple times, but not one thing has gone up my nose because of that comment.
And you don't like needles, so we're good on that.
Yes.
It's all good.
Pig at a trough, no thank you.
Pig in a trough, no thank you.
So I know cocaine is not involved. But you did try it a couple times, right?
No, I never tried it. That's why.
Really? Wow.
I was watching the other 3 people do it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Wow.
It's not a look I want to aspire to. Although, now, you're asking me about my favorite memory. Does involve alcohol.
Did you smoke crack? It was the 80s.
No. I was always too cheap for like pot and like no. I never did coke. I didn't even.
How much did coke cost in the 80s?
It was
So like $1?
no, it was a lot.
Really?
I think.
Everyone
I mean, I have
just
no
did
idea.
It, though. Okay.
I'm just saying, I have no idea. No, I drank,
Yeah.
which is why you have your joke about me
Yeah.
now. We were, and when I say we, I mean Pete, myself, Meg's godparents. We're on our way to a camping trip, and we stopped at the Copper Fox in Oneonta, New York.
What year is it?
It's 1986.
Okay.
1986.
How hard is our hair?
Oh,
from all of the spray.
It's permed. It's. I did love a perm. I'm not gonna lie.
And our shoes,
I was so
are they-
excited when my menopause hair kicked in. I was like, damn, it's actually wavy now. I'm very excited. I used to spend money to look like this. It's very exciting. No, we had
Our shoes, are they elevated? And are our clothes neon?
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes.
I just
Meg's-
want to get the proper 86.
And we had assigned colors actually.
No.
Meg's. Well, I mean, in our
way.
little Meg's godmother always got the hot pink,
That makes sense.
and I always got the bright orange.
That makes less sense. Interesting.
Well, she snagged the hot pink, so. All
right.
She was bigger than me. I wasn't going to fight her for it. So I'm like, bright orange, I can do. So it's Columbus Day weekend. We're cruising up to Gilbert Lake State Park in beautiful upstate New York. We pit stop at the Copper Fox in the Copper Fox in Oneonta, the Copper Fox in Oneonta, to have a couple drinks before we go pitch tents in the dark, which always is a good time.
Also, real quick, after this Copper Fox stop, how much longer did you have to drive?
20 minutes, half hour.
Okay. I mean, it's it was the 80s. I was expecting like an hour. We're going to stop for a couple bevs, couple pops.
I could Google that for an edit if you'd like. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to say it seemed like 20 minutes to a half an hour.
Okay, man. It was the 80s. We drunk drove.
We sure, yeah.
That's why Mother's Against... that's literally... Anyway.
Yes.
But it's literally why Mother's Against Drunk Driving happened. Okay.
So there was a pool table.
Okay.
And pool cues.
Okay.
And a jukebox.
Okay.
And Barracuda by Heart came on. And yes,
how many drinks deep are we?
2.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, 2.
You even as I've always known you were always a little lighter of a.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
A booze. The booze hit you quick.
Yeah.
A little bit of a lightweight.
A little bit of a lightweight. Well, again, that's because, I wasn't exactly, I had no muscle.
Lift weights.
That's it.
So Barracuda by Heart is ripping.
Barracuda by Heart comes on, and I feel compelled to play Air Pool Cue. It was great.
Barrasusa.
Some people say I got on the pool table. I don't remember doing that. I'm
gonna say you got on the pool table.
I really don't think I did. In my defense,
I'm gonna say you did. That's my guess.
Maybe, I don't know.
You can't not rip Barracuda with guitar pool cue and not get on the table.
It's entirely possible.
Did you get thrown out?
No, it was a college bar. They were like, oh, okay, it must be Friday.
And did that just kick off like an awesome camping trip?
It did. It was very fun.
Nice.
It was a good time. And then let's see, the 80s, early 80s. I mean, USA winning gold in hockey.
Oh my God, that's right. You were 17 for that?
Oh, Jim Craig. Where's my dad?
Oh my God, you're 17.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good one.
Real quick. What is the movie Miracle accurate about the...
I've never seen it.
Well, you lived it. But now I can reframe this. I know it was the Cold War, and I know it was scary about the idea that it was maybe going to pop off at any moment. Was that in your day-to-day life as a 17-year-old on your mind, though? Like, were you actively thinking, like, Russia is maybe going to fucking try and nuke us or whatever?
No, I think
Russia's going to fuck our shit up.
I think that was more on my mind maybe when I was in second grade, when I learned how to do the
air raid drills.
The air raid drill under the desk, and I'm thinking, this is not going to save me. And then when I was in
what is this desk going to do?
Yeah, this desk is not going to do it. And then when I was in middle school, our principal was very, very old, and he still practiced the air raid drills. And in middle school, we went out and faced the metal lockers, which to me made zero sense.
Yeah, give him some shrapnel.
I'm going to melt into the locker, or the locker is going to rip me to shreds. I don't see how this is saving me. But
I think he just wanted to bully you guys and stuff you into lockers.
He was weird. Stand by your locker with your, the old hand behind your head and your other hand, your forearm across your forehead. I was
weird.
Like, okay. Yeah, that was strange. But when I was 17, no, I didn't have...
So it was just awesome then to watch the U.S. hockey.
It was great, yeah. Because they were freaking cheating for years. They were sending, professional hockey players, and every year Dopey USA would be like, okay, we're going to send these college kids and play against professional hockey players. And it was like, this is dumb. So finally we had some serious...
well, they were still college kids.
Well, yeah, but, they won. 86 Mets, you got to believe. That was some fun times. The whole lead up to that was great.
Who was the Met you had a crush on?
Oh, Keith Hernandez.
Sure.
Who doesn't? Who didn't?
Who doesn't? Who didn't?
Come on. He's Keith Hernandez, which is a Seinfeld episode I've still never seen.
Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll watch an episode of Seinfeld tonight, because I've been...
I don't want to. This is how he's going to drive me out after 17 days. Mom, let's watch Seinfeld.
So many people have recommended certain episodes to me. I'm not crazy about it. I love Larry David. Curb Your Enthusiasm is awesome, but
I don't see the appeal. I know.
What's
I'm sorry.
the deal with fucking a 17-year-old when you're 35?
I don't know, Jerry.
I will always do that. All right.
So yeah, thank you for inviting me to answer,
yeah,
old
thanks
lady
for the questions, guys.
And
that
thank you very
fun.
much, everybody who sent in a question. I'm very humbled that you actually thought to ask me anything.
It's cool. I think to have a neutral. I did not write all of these questions. I slipped one in that was the comical one, and all the others.
No,
were,
I appreciate,
so that's
I
pretty
appreciate them,
cool.
and I hope I answered some of them that you can actually,
I think there was some great advice in here.
find some great advice and not be like, well, she really didn't answer it.
No, there's
and
a
she
lot.
sounds like she's just like, do your own thing, but
also, I think at the end of the day, is that what your biggest piece of advice is do your own thing and
be yourself. Yeah. The genie was right.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
This has been such a fun 17 days.
It really has.
I'm very excited to have my normal life back.
Yes, you
Which is
are.
why I wish you were closer so we could just do like hangs more consistently.
Yes.
But you will always be welcome in my life for 17 days.
Yay! Well, because the World Series of Board Gaming is already booked for next year.
I know. We'll figure that out.
No, it's already booked. Like, hotels are booked. So.
How long are they staying for?
It's only a 5-day thing.
Oh, that's nothing.
I know.
We can make it through that and not murder each other.
We sure can. We can do that on our heads.
All right. I love you guys too. We're going to go back to normal stuff. This isn't dinner with my mom now. We'll go back to normal stuff, next week. And thank you so much for hanging out. Love you lots. Bye.